Hello and welcome to the Victorious Living Solutions podcast. I'm Dr. Nikeya Young. I'm so excited to tell you about today's show. So today we're going to talk about get your mind right, sis. Get your mind right, sis. Okay? The theme for this season is women in command. Women in command. And you can't take command of anything if your mind is not right. So in today's show, we're going to talk about 3 big roadblocks that women entrepreneurs have. All right. So it's going to be real short and sweet, but let's get into it. The first one is procrastination. Good old-fashioned procrastination. So you know what needs to be done. You know exactly what needs to be done. But for some reason or another, you're just not doing it. And some of the reasons that people procrastinate, there's many, but just to throw a few out there, the number one reason is fear. Fear. So, you're afraid of doing it wrong, and that's fear and perfectionism going hand in hand. You're afraid of being rejected. That's a big one for entrepreneurs. It's hard. It's, kind of hard putting yourself out there and selling, and you're afraid of being rejected. But let's just go ahead and settle in your heart right now. You're going to be rejected a lot, and that's fine. But every no is going to bring you one step closer to the yes. So don't be afraid of the no's. They're going to happen. Learn from them, grow from them, and keep pushing until you get to that yes. So you don't have to, what if they say no? They just might. And if they do, then move on to somebody else who is going to say yes eventually. Okay? Another one a reason that you're scared is self-doubt, just good old-fashioned self-doubt. And we'll talk about that a little more because that goes hand in hand with my third point. But we're still on point number 1 with this procrastination. Procrastination can also happen due to personal issues. If something is going on in your life, you're having trouble with your boyfriend, you and your husband beefing, the kids ain't acting right, something is going on, it's really hard to keep your mind on work when you have other things competing for space in your brain. And so a good thing that I like to do if I'm just, I really need to get some stuff done, but I just have a lot of things that are heavy on my mind. I just stop what I'm doing right then and there and pull my journal out and start writing. So just getting the stuff out of my head and getting it onto paper usually helps me feel so much better. And then I can concentrate on my work. Take the time that you need to take to deal with your personal issues. Don't just try to pretend that they're not there. They're still going to be nagging away at you and causing you to not be as effective or to dread even getting started on your work, right? You could be literally depressed. So take the time to deal with those issues. And then if you can't deal with it on your own, seek help, seek a therapist, talk to your pastor, talk to a coach, get someone to help you process through your issues so that you can stop procrastinating and get the job done. Okay, so the number 2 issue I'm going to talk about today is the balancing act. Balancing work, family life, self-care, kids, all of the above. So that can be a mental roadblock because if you've got too much going on, you can really start to feel like an out of balance washing machine, just like, oh my gosh, like life is spinning out of control. And you may need to really take stock of how much of this stuff on my plate do I really need? There's a saying that I love, and I don't know who to credit because I don't know who started the saying, but I'm a firm believer in the saying. It's not that you can't have it all. You just may not be able to have it all right now, right? So some things that while these things are in the forefront, other things may have to be in the background for a season. for a season. And then once you've got these things settled and done, then you can go back and pick up some of that old stuff later. Just some personal experience that I have with that. I have a lot. As you know, I just finished my PhD in Christian organizational leadership, and I was balancing all of my work for Victorious Living Solutions, speaking engagements, press appearances, coming up with podcast ideas, and then also having 3 small kids. My kids are 7 and 4. Yes, I have twins, 4-year-old twins. And then I'm married. So I had a lot going on. When I began my process towards my degree, I was very, very active in Toastmasters International. I absolutely love Toastmasters. I'm a huge advocate for Toastmasters. And I wasn't just doing table topics and popping in a meeting here or there. Honey, when I did Toastmasters, I did it with my whole heart, okay? I served in leadership positions at club level, at area level, and at district level. And I earned actually one of the highest educational awards that you can earn as a Toastmaster, the Distinguished Toastmaster Award, which less than 3% of all Toastmasters all over the world have that distinction of DTM. So that just lets you know I was pretty serious about learning communication skills and all that fun stuff. And I gained a ton from it. Can you tell I'm really passionate about Toastmasters? But y'all, I could not. That was the one thing. You know how if you're imagining a juggling act and someone's got all these plates and they're spinning. I don't know if you've ever watched a video of someone spinning plates. It's quite fascinating. And they get some going and you're like, oh, and you're cheering for them. And then they may be doing really well with like 23 plates in the air, but they add that 24th plate and it's like, everything comes crashing down. I felt like Toastmasters was, okay, I'm spinning doctorate degree program. I got, homeschooling. And it's not this just that I have kids, I'm homeschooling them. So I got homeschooling the kids and I got, husband and date nights and, marriage, yay. And I got this going on. It just seemed like when I added the Toastmaster plate in there, that was the one I was like, as much as I love this, and it was a passion project of mine, hardcore for a solid 4 years, award-winning speaker, all that. But I was just like, I think it's time for me to step away. Now, I had been saying I needed to step away for a while, but me being in this doctoral program was like the straw. It's like, look, you're either going to do this or you're going to do that, but you cannot do everything right now. So what's something that you can take off your plate? I took Toastmasters off my plate. Does that mean I'll never, ever return to it? No, I'm sure I'll be able to go back to it one day. But that was the thing I needed to take off to give myself some breathing room and to be able to focus more on my business. You can do a lot of things, but if you're going to have any success in business, you need to really, really, really be a time Nazi. Like you need to focus on the things that are going to be most profitable. Okay? So now when you get your profits going and you can afford to kind of relax a little bit more, then you can pick up some more of your extracurriculars. But while you're trying to get your business really on the upward trajectory, take some things off your plate. Okay? Or if you're going to be involved in something, just be involved. You don't have to be a super leader extraordinaire. Just be a member. You know what you can handle. But I just wanted to give you guys my personal experience with that, just to let you know. I'm not telling you all to do something that I haven't also had to do myself. So yeah, the balancing act, when you are unbalanced, it shows up. You start to get short with people, really snippy. You start to let yourself go physically because you are burning the candle at so many ends. You don't have time for self-care, for going to the gym, for preparing healthy meals at home. You eat out a lot, these things, and then it starts to add up. I know that I went through that. And also, in addition to just being super busy and not getting to work out and all that, I had thyroid issues that I'm still working through with my doctor and all that. He gave me some amazing supplements and I'm back in the gym doing better. But yeah, if you found yourself gaining a lot of weight, not getting a lot of sleep, being short-tempered, that's a sign that you have too much on your plate and you need to take some things off and you need to do some self-care before it's too late. I know, we only have one life. That's it. It's not like video games where you've got 4 and 5 lives to go through. We only have one body to live in this one life that we have. So we have to take good care of it. Health is one of those things that we all take for granted until we're not in good health anymore. So if you are in good health, count that as a blessing from God and take that as a sign that I'm not going to just take for granted that I feel good right now. I'm going to take good care of myself so that I stay that way. Okay? Get your life balanced. And I've got some tools to help you with that. We have an amazing online course, Command Your 24. And that course is awesome because I talk about everything in this course. It's 8 weeks. You work through it at your own pace, but I don't just put you in there and let you go off by yourself. I actually check in with you once a week. I have office hours with you and talk through how you applied that week's lessons. And you get to ask me any questions that you have. And so it's amazing. If you guys have done life coaching sessions, you know that life coaching sessions start at $125 and they can go upwards of $200 depending on what your field of life coaching is and how long your coach has been coaching. So to have all of that 8 weeks of sessions, and it is very, 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 very reasonably priced. I made it as reasonably priced as I can make it without it being free. So I think you'll enjoy that very much. Go to commandyour24.com for more information on that. Okay. Now we are at the third thing that can cause mental roadblocks for women in command, women entrepreneurs. Okay. We talked about procrastination. That's a big one. We talked about the balancing act, just all of the things that we juggle as women. Now we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. And I'm just going to touch on this one briefly because we have a whole other episode dedicated to just imposter syndrome, okay? And just 5 ways you can clobber that thing. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is basically feeling like you don't belong. Like, oh, I don't know if I belong here. Pretty soon, everybody else is going to figure it out. You just kind of feel out of place. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but everybody has felt this way at some point. It's not abnormal, but you definitely don't want to camp out and stay there and let that become a crutch for why you don't step out and do more things, right? Or why you feel unworthy, because that could also be a part of why you're procrastinating. Like, I don't know if I belong. So sit with that. And I have a remix framework worksheet that you can download from victoriousliving.solutions.com. And that takes you through how to reframe limiting beliefs. And imposter syndrome definitely is a limiting belief. I don't belong here. That's definitely going to limit you from doing a lot. And so there's 5 steps in the remix framework. And through each one, you're basically taking the negative belief, you're emptying it all out on paper. And then you're really sitting with how you got that negative belief. Where did it come from? You know, what experiences have you had in life that brought that on? So, for example, if you grew up someplace that was less than desirable, like me, I grew up in the projects. Well, you may think, okay, that was a long time ago. I certainly don't live in the projects now. But that could be somewhere in the back of your mind, that childlike experience, you know, that childlike brain is saying, oh, we don't belong, because somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you're still that child that got picked on the playground because you had on Pro Rings while everyone else had on Jordans or whatever it was. And so you had feelings of not belonging because of that. And so just think of any experiences like that that may come up for you and remind yourself that that was then, and I am not that person anymore, right? So that remix, there's some more awesome stuff on the remix worksheet that you're going to like. So definitely grab that from victoriousliving-solutions.com. And that is all I have. I told y'all I wasn't going to hold you very long. It was going to be really short and sweet. And I just wanted to get you through some mental roadblocks so that you can get your mind right, sis. Because we got stuff to do. We got to take command. And we can't do it if we're procrastinating, out of balance, or thinking that we don't belong. So hopefully this has encouraged you to get with the program. I pray that this blessed you. Leave me some notes in the comments and let me know what were your big takeaways. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, everybody.